What's going on, guys? Dawkbro back again. I hope you are fantastic. Today I actually want to talk about what a lot of people have been asking for. What is Shadow Bonnie? But not just Shadow Bonnie, guys. I want to add in the fact that there is actually another Shadow animatronic, and that's Shadow Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I've actually came up with a theory on how they actually join together, and it's going to be good, guys. So I really hope you enjoy this video. These are the only two Shadow figures we see throughout the whole franchise, and surprisingly they're actually both in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We see Shadow Freddy in the back parts room, and we see Shadow Bonnie in the office. Now, I'm going to say this now, they are the same type of gist what Scott wanted to create, because they've both got the glowing white eyes and they've both got glowing white teeth, but they are actually different because Shadow Freddy teeth is replicating Freddy, Shadow Bonnie's replicating Bonnie's teeth. However, a lot of people were saying from the past, oh, Shadow Bonnie's Toy Bonnie, but I personally think that that was just an Easter egg by Scott to show that this shadow creature does exist, but it's just replicating Toy Bonnie because he doesn't want to reveal Springtrap yet. Because the teeth of Toy Bonnie, the Shadow Toy Bonnie, actually are very similar to Springtrap now. It's got very wide, gunky teeth all over the place, and so does Shadow Bonnie in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. But that's not the point. That's not what I want to say. Basically, I want to say what I think these shadow creatures replicate. So first of all, the simple one, Shadow Freddy. I personally think it replicates Golden Freddy, because if you actually look, they are exactly the same. They've got an ear missing, the wires are out of place, they're in the same position. They are exactly the same, perfect, exact. They're just perfect the same, guys. Here's a picture. They are exactly the same, 100% exactly the same. The only part what's different is the colour, and obviously the glowing eyes and teeth. But I stated in an earlier theory that this shadow creature represents Golden Freddy, and maybe Purple Man, or some like a Purple Man used the suit somehow. Anyhow, but we actually learn that in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 minigame there is actually a Purple Freddy costume which the Purple Man used. So that's why I'm thinking, guys, that these shadow figures represent like a dark entity inside the murderer, like the horror, you know. Like, I've been googling a lot of these like shadow entities, and they somehow fit in with being like a really dark, horrid like creature, you know. And I think that these shadow creatures, animatronics like entities, represent the murderer. Now the problem is that we always see this Purple Freddy in the view of the animatronics. Possibly it could actually be Golden Freddy, but the animatronics picture it as purple because Purple Man is inside it. So we honestly don't know until we actually see more evidence that the murderer used Purple Freddy, because we've always thought that he used Golden Freddy to lure things with it, you know? So why has he changed it to Purple Freddy? Because, like I said, the Purple Freddy what we see in the parts room is exactly the same as Golden Freddy. So I'm getting confused here on what Purple Man actually used at some point. Because, like I said, the animatronics or the children's souls could be picturing it as Purple Freddy because Purple Man is inside the costume. So it's hard to say, honestly. The next one is about Shadow Bonnie. Now this one's a bit more complicated, but we've actually got lots of new things thanks to Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Now, a lot of people were saying that this Shadow Bonnie represents Toy Bonnie, but from the mini games we actually said that it doesn't actually look like Toy Bonnie at all. However, it can be similar to Toy Bonnie, because to get into the mini game where we see the official Shadow Bonnie, we have to click on a Toy Bonnie figure to get us there. Fun fact, folks, when you actually lighten up the picture of the Toy Bonnie figure from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, it is Toy Bonnie. I've lightened it up and you can see perfectly that it's got a blue tinge to it, which is toy Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So personally I think that Shadow Bonnie is represented by the whole Bonnie franchise, like the whole animatronic franchise of Bonnie, because sometimes it's actually Toy Bonnie as a shadow animatronic, and then from the minigame we can see that it doesn't look like Toy Bonnie at all. It actually looks very similar to Springtrap. So you can see that this shadow animatronic is very different in how it can like change form. But that, like I said, when you click on the Toy Bonnie figure, you actually see this really strange, glitchy Shadow Bonnie. But the thing is, guys, it's not a shadow anymore. It's actually purple, just like Purple Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I personally think it's purple because it's to do with the murderer once again. And like I said with Shadow Freddy, I think that the purple represents Purple Man, obviously, and like the darkness within the murderer is being shown by these shadow animatronics. The only time we actually see this glitchy Shadow Bonnie is in the minigame where Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy are right there. So Scott could be saying like, oh, this Shadow Bonnie actually represents from these two golden animatronics. But the weird thing is, guys, we never see the Shadow Freddy entity in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We do get an Easter egg of it on the left, but we don't see the glowing eyes and glowing teeth in that one. We only see the Shadow Bonnie again through the mini games. We never see any Easter eggs again in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 about it, apart from the mini games. Now, the strange thing about this Shadow Bonnie is that it's to do with saving a children, like giving it a cake. If you don't know, to get the good ending, you have to play as the animatronics and you have to give cake to the dead children. But for some reason, folks, Shadow Bonnie is doing this as well. So it's getting confusing to me whether Shadow Bonnie is actually something good or something bad. Because why would Shadow Bonnie glitch out of the minigame map and give a child a cake? Because that's all what we've seen to get the good ending. We always have to give the dead children cakes to possibly free their spirits. So why is Shadow Bonnie doing this if it's actually to do with the murderer? If it's the dark entity to do with the murderer, then why is he helping the children? So, as you can see, guys, it's quite a clash with the two. We don't know whether Shadow Bonnie is actually good, or we don't know whether Shadow Bonnie is to do with the murderer. It's very strange how Shadow Bonnie in the minigame is really glitchy. None of the other animatronics or minigames can do this apart from Shadow Bonnie. So it's quite weird how Shadow Bonnie, and only Shadow Bonnie, has this specific detail where it can glitch around. But not only that, folks, it can glitch around all of the minigames. Every single minigame what we see. So basically it can see all the dead children, it can see all the animatronics, it can see all the minigames, it can do anything it wants, it can glitch through all of them at once. So this is strange to me, how it can actually do this. However, in the parts room where Springtrap died, where the Purple Man dies inside Springtrap, you see the 3 arcade cabinets. Nothing else. Like, you can clearly see that these are arcade cabinets. So these 3 arcade cabinets could be where all these mini games are happening, you know, because the arcade cabinets have been put back into the attraction. So you can see that maybe this Shadow Bonnie inside the arcade cabinet can glitch through each mini game because Purple Man's spirit died there. And he's inside all of the 3 mini games, you know? And the reason why it's glitchy is because it doesn't belong there, you know? It doesn't belong in the mini games at all because it's so glitchy. It doesn't belong there. So yeah, the last part was just a theory because of the 3 arcade cabinets inside the parts room where Springtrap is and Purple Man dies. But you know, you never know. That could be why it's so glitchy and it doesn't belong there, and it can travel through each mini game to do what it wants. But the thing what's still getting me, folks, is why is it giving a dead child a piece of cake? Because That's the reason to get the good ending. That's to lift all the children's spirits up. That's to complete it. That's the good ending, to give the dead children cake to lift their spirits up. So why is Shadow Bonnie doing this? Maybe it could be the good side of the murderer. I don't know. Maybe it's the murderer's guilt, that he actually didn't mean to, didn't regrets killing the 5 children and like wants to do something about it, but he can't because he's already done it and he feels guilt. I honestly don't know, guys. I don't know why Shadow Bonnie is doing that. Maybe we'll learn something more about Shadow Bonnie in the future, because at the moment it's still very dim. The same with Shadow Freddy. We don't know what these shadow creatures are yet, honestly. But I've tried to come up with a theory and said that the shadow animatronic creatures replicate the murderer. Like, it's just a dark entity within the murderer's spirit. And that's why it's replicated as a Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie, because those are the 2 original mascots and they were probably used to kill the kids. So you can see because those are the only shadow creatures we see. We only see them replicated as Golden Freddy. We only see them replicated as Springtrap. So you can see why they are connected. But yeah, that's it for today's theory, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. I know it's very complicated and it's very long. It's a very long video, but I just wanted to get my point across. I don't want to do a 4-minute video not explaining enough to you what I feel about what Shadow Bonnie is. And I'll try and make it as long as possible with lots of different ideas so you guys think about it, you know? Because this isn't just a theory, it's for you guys to think about what I'm trying to say. And if you guys have got any ideas, you simply comment down below and we can all share ideas. That's the point. It's not just my theory, folks. I want you guys to think about it as well. That's the reason why I do these. That's the reason why I enjoy them so much, is because we can share ideas. And we can share it through the community. And that's why I love Five Nights at Freddy's, because there's so many ideas what we can think of, and we can all share ideas about it. But let me know what you guys think about this one, folks. I love you all to pieces, and I will see you all next time.